Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're starting a brand new Unity 2D series where we build a full Survivors.io style game completely from scratch. Movement, weapons, upgrades, enemies, everything. Step by step, clean and professional. Let's start by creating a new Unity project. Choose Unity 2D Core to keep things lightweight and optimized. I'm naming the project Survivor 2D. A clean architecture starts from the folder structure. Create these folders: scripts, player, core, weapons, enemies, sprites, prefabs, scriptable objects. This will keep everything clean and scalable as the game grows. Before we start coding, let's import our real player artwork so we can work directly with the final visuals. Inside the folder named Sprites, drag and drop your player sprite sheet into Unity. Now click on the sprite sheet, and in the inspector, we need to configure it properly for Pixel Perfect 2D. First, set sprite mode to multiple. Set filter mode to point, no filter. This avoids blur on pixel art. Set compression format to RGBA 32-bit for maximum quality. Now click on Sprite Editor. Inside the Sprite Editor, we will slice the sheet. Now, Unity automatically splits your sprite sheet into all the animation frames we need for our player. Perfect. Our player artwork is ready to use. Now that our player sprite sheet is sliced, let's create our very first animation, the idle animation. Inside the sprites folder, find the 2 frames that belong to the idle pose. Select both frames, just hold Shift and click on each one. With both selected, drag them directly into the scene or into the player object in the hierarchy. Unity will automatically open the Save dialog for creating an animation. Let's name it player_idle and save it inside a new folder called Animations. Unity also created an Animator controller for us. Let's keep that and rename it to PlayerAnimator. Now press play, and you can see the player breathing or blinking depending on the artwork. This is our first animation finished. Clean, simple, and ready to connect to movement later. Now let's create the walking animation for our player. Just like we did for the idle animation, we'll use the real sprites directly from our sliced sheet. Inside the sprites folder, select all the frames that belong to the walk cycle. In my case, I have 6 frames, but it doesn't matter if it's 2, 4, or more. Just select all the walk sprites together. Once the walk frames are selected, drag them into the scene or onto the player object. Unity will again open a window, asking to save a new animation. Let's name this animation player_walk and save it inside our animations folder. That's it. The walking animation is created. You should now see 2 animations in your project: player_idle and player_walk. In the next step, we'll set up the animator transitions so the player switches between idle and walking automatically depending on movement. Now let's finish the animator setup. Because our character uses only left and right movement animations, we only need one parameter, horizontal. We don't need any animation change for the y-axis, so the animator stays very simple. Open the animator window. You should see the idle and walk animations. Let's add one parameter, a float named horizontal. Now we create transitions. For the idle walk transition, we want the walking animation to play anytime the player is moving left or right. For the walk idle transition, we only want to return to idle when the player fully stops moving horizontally. So add the condition, horizontal equal to 0. Finally, we flip the player sprite in code whenever horizontal is negative. Now the character idles when not moving, walks when moving left or right, and flips depending on the direction. Clean and simple. Now let's create the actual movement script that controls our player and also drives the animator parameters we just created. Inside the scripts folder, create a new script called PlayerMovement and add it to the player object. First, I'll import Unity Engine and then create the base structure of the class. I'm adding require component attributes to make sure the player always has a rigid body 2D, an animator, and a sprite renderer. This keeps everything clean and avoids missing component errors. Now I'll declare a public movement speed and private references for the rigid body 2D, animator, and sprite renderer. I also create a vector 2 that will store the movement input. Inside Awake, I'll cache all the components. This is faster and cleaner than calling getComponent every frame. In Update, I read the horizontal and vertical inputs. We'll use vertical only for movement, not for animations, since our character only uses left and right animation states. Now I'm sending the absolute value of the horizontal input to the animator under the parameter horizontal. This matches the transitions we set earlier. If horizontal is greater than 0, we play walk. If it's close to 0, we play run, we return to idle. And finally, I'll flip the sprite depending on the direction. If we move left, flip X is true. If we move right, flip X is false. Finally, in Fixed Update, I move the rigid body using move position, which is the recommended way of moving physics objects in Unity. This gives us smooth, clean, and stable movement. And that's it. Let's go back to Unity, let's add a sprite 2D as a background and test it. When I press play, the character idles when not moving, plays the walk animation when moving left or right, and flips correctly depending on direction. But we still have a little problem. The player is falling because of the rigid body 2D. Let's fix it. If your player is falling down, that's because the rigid body 2D still has gravity enabled. Since this is a top-down game, we don't need gravity at all. So let's select the player, go to the rigid body 2D component, and set gravity scale to 0. Now the player will stay perfectly still unless we move it with inputs. Let's go back and test it. The movement is clean, responsive, and ready to be expanded later. Movement is done. Next, we're going to add player attacks, weapons, enemy spawning, and full wave systems. This is where the game really starts to come alive. If you're excited for the next episodes, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. You won't want to miss what's coming next.